What's going on, guys? It's Venom's Man and Zendaya. What? I don't know who that is what I don't know who Zendaya is, but apparently, according to Deadline, she's been cast in the Spider-Man film as Michele. Now, interestingly enough, they have an exclusive, meaning they have information from a source that's saying Zendaya has been cast. She's been cast as Michele, and the Deadline in their article states that it doesn't sound like she'll be playing the romantic lead opposite of Peter Parker, because in the comics, Parker romanced Mary Jane and Gwen. This is something that it stands out to me, because in the comics, Peter has romanced more females than Gwen and Mary Jane. And I feel like them having an exclusive, they would know that. Their source would tell them, hey, maybe their source didn't know. Maybe their source just knows about Michele, which is very odd to me as well. Because in the comics, Peter did know Michele, and her name was actually Michele Gonzales. Now, she was a lawyer, and she was kind of a go-getter. They were first roommates, and they became love interests somewhat. But what ended up happening was things just didn't work out with him, because Peter was Spider-Man, and she was a lawyer and a person that didn't have time for no games and no BS, and Peter couldn't tell her, like, she was Spider-Man. Peter could not, let her know that he's Spider-Man, and basically things it didn't work out because he was Spider-Man. That was really it. It didn't work out. And I feel like they should know that. They should know Michele Gonzales. Something else interesting within this, on comicbookmovie.com, some person named Boris Kitt on Twitter, but it's on the comic book movie article. Boris Kitt, he says, sources tell me that Marvel Sony have been looking to go heavily non-white with the Spider-Man supporting cast. Peter Parker's best friend, for example, could be Asian if they find the right actor. Okay. I This smells a little bit nasty to me. Like, this isn't true. I agree with them. They may be trying to not go exactly white, sure, but I feel like this is very fan made. Like how I come up with theories and how I make my stories and stuff, and like, if I was in charge, I would cast non-white as well. I would have like a diverse cast. But I'm not sure this is real, because the thing that just stands out to me is that this article, they state that Peter has only been with Mary Jane and Gwen, and that's not true. But Deadline is considered to be a reputable source, but I don't know if I agree with this. Now, Zendaya, her being Michele, or even being in the film, sure, I don't know anything about her. She's apparently been on Disney Channel, and I haven't watched Disney Channel in years, so I'm not familiar with the things that she's been doing. I'm not familiar with her as an actress. She looks beautiful, so sure. Michele Gonzales, I think that could be a nice approach. It's fresh, it shakes it up. Is that the name of the show that she's on? Shake It Up? Yep, Shake It Up. So it shakes it up. I get it. Oh, and it's Disney, so it does shake it up. Having this new girl named Michele, that's cool. But Michele and Peter's relationship in the comics was not childish. It wasn't childish. So the idea of them doing her when Peter's at a young age, I don't really like that. I do understand the idea of having it being a struggle, because this whole franchise is going to be Peter dealing with struggles of being Peter and Spider-Man, and how these two lives, they knock heads, and how Spider-Man gets in the way of being Peter Parker, and Peter Parker gets in the way of being Spider-Man, and stuff like that. And I understand it, because that's all the story between them two was. It was a big conflict. Things did not work out because of Peter being Spider-Man. So that's cool. But the story itself is kind of adult. So I don't understand why they would want to really do this now. I mean, you could do I always have been a big fan of not doing Gwen or Mary Jane while he's in high school, and instead doing what's her name? I just forgot her name. How did I forget her name? I forgot her name. But the cheerleader, the girl that will bully him in Spectacular Spider-Man. What's her name? How did I forget her name? But I feel like they could do her. That would be really cool because Liz, Liz, you do Liz, and that'd be cool. And have Zendaya play Liz, I guess. I don't know, but Michelle. But I do understand how the story of Michelle Gonzales and Peter Parker, how it was very it didn't work out just because of the fact that he's Spider-Man, and I guess that's what they'll do here. They'll probably bring aspects of that to this. But her playing Michelle, I don't know. I mean, hold Michelle off. If you're gonna do Michelle, hold her off. I don't know. I don't know. Another thing to think about is the story of Michelle. It had to do with a few things. It had to do with one of the things that is memorable. Was hold on, and I'll pull it up too. Was that her story kind of intertwined with the chameleon in terms of Peter and her story intertwined with the chameleon. So that's something as well to think about. Because does that mean we could be getting the chameleon? I don't know. Yeah, so right here on the Wikipedia page, it says that the chameleon kidnapped Peter in order to infiltrate the office of Mayor J. Jonah Jameson, and he and Michelle slept together. The chameleon was as Peter, and slept with Michelle, thus making their relationship become something that was more than friends. And that's one of the adult things. But in terms of that, could that mean we could be getting chameleon? I'm not saying we're going to get Peter sleeping with her because they're in high school. We're not gonna do that. I don't think Marvel would do that. But could we possibly get the chameleon? I don't know. In terms of my opinion about this, Zendaya, sure, go ahead. In terms of my opinion about a non-white cast and a cast that is very diverse, sure, go ahead. But let's do Liz instead of Michelle. Maybe Michelle is just like how the people that were auditioning for Gwen Stacy for the Amazing franchise, they thought that they were auditioning for Mary Jane. So maybe Michelle is just a cover for Liz or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's have that conversation down there in that conversation below. That Venom video is coming out this week. It's going to be a collaborative video with my friend. It'll look a little bit different than this. Yeah, I thank you all for watching. It is me and saying, let's have that conversation down there. Hit the like button if you like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Follow all of my social networks. That'll all be in the description down there. And peace. Have a good one. Peace. Look out for more theories and for more video game videos too. Peace. Direct upload.